guys, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're making marshmallows. That's right, you can make homemade marshmallows, and once you start making marshmallows yourself, you will never go back to store-bought marshmallows. They are very inferior to homemade marshmallows, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is a mixer. You're going to need a very powerful hand mixer or a standalone mixer like the KitchenAid here. I am strongly recommending that you use a stand mixer. I have done this with a hand mixer, but it is very intense for the hand mixer, and you'll be standing there. I mean, just warning, you'll be standing there for like 10 or 12 minutes whipping with the hand mixer. So best with a stand mixer, but if you must use a hand mixer, it works and it does the job. You're also going to need an honest to goodness candy thermometer, whether it's a digital candy thermometer like this one or like just a regular thermometer with mercury in it. You're going to need it because the temperature of the candy that you're making is going to get very, very hot, so this is very important. I've had this one a while. I think it's from Williams-Sonoma, but it works really well and I like it very much. You'll also be needing some corn syrup, some Knox gelatin, or any kind of gelatin. So that rules out every vegetarian pretty much. Gelatin does come from like animal sources, so these are not vegetarian, just a warning. So you're gonna need 2 packets of gelatin there. This is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I've got some vanilla extract and some peppermint extract here because I want to make some peppermint marshmallows because those are my favorite in hot chocolate. So I'm going to do half vanilla and half peppermint to give a little peppermint essence. I'm going to need 1.5 cups of sugar. Also going to need, this is a weird measurement, it was like 1/4 cup of water plus 2 tablespoons. So that's that in there. That's why it's a little larger than 1/4 cup. And this is 1/2 cup of corn syrup here plus 2 tablespoons again. And you're also going to need some Pam or any cooking oil and a baking tray to shape the marshmallows into. And you're also going to need some confectioner's sugar or potato starch. I like to use confectioner's sugar because I just have it around. I don't use potato starch for anything else. So that's pretty much what I like to use. So the first thing you want to do is coat the pan with the cooking spray. Oh my goodness, that came out very white. Just because what's going to happen in your kitchen is going to be very hot and very sticky. Don't recommend doing this with pets and small children underfoot because if any of the hot sugar spills, it's like very serious. So it's going to get up to 240 degrees Fahrenheit, so that is some hot stuff. So you're going to spray it with oil, get all the sides because that'll help the marshmallow come out of there when it's time to cut them. Now make sure you have your whisk attachment on if you have a stand mixer. I'm just going to go ahead and put this down right now. Okay, in the stand mixer you're going to want to put the water. And you're going to want to put the vanilla, or in my case we're putting also vanilla and peppermint in there as well. So let me just have that up a bit. And you want to sprinkle on top the 2 packets of gelatin. And this is going to bloom the gelatin, so it's going to gelatinize a little bit. There we go, sprinkle, sprinkle. Just along the top. I did a big glob there, not really supposed to do that. Just do a sprinkle. Don't be in a hurry like I am. It already smells really good. It smells slightly like vanilla, but mostly like peppermint. I like peppermint marshmallows because I like a good minty hot chocolate. There we go. Oh, I did the globs. That's okay. It still will turn out fine. So just give a little bit of a shake there. There we go. Cool, and give that a couple of minutes just to get all gelatiny. All right, and we've got our saucepan here, and with a candy thermometer in here, you can't see the top, but I'll show you it in a bit. Actually, let's turn it on so it's already taking the temperature. The funny thing about it is it was on Celsius, and I can't really do Celsius because I live in the United States, so I was trying to figure out how to get it to back to Fahrenheit. Anyway, so this is 1.5 cups of water. This is not water, this is sugar. 1.5 cups of sugar. And we're also going to put our 1/4 cup of salt in there. And we've got our corn syrup. I want to get a spoon, make sure I get everything in. Corn syrup's very sticky. There. All right. Sticky Candy Kitchen. Okay, there's our corn syrup. We've also got an additional 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of water inside as well. There we go. All right, so we're gonna put a lid on this. And my candy thermometer is not touching the bottom of the pan. It's sort of, it's off the pan just so it gets the temperature of the solution and not the pan. So we're gonna heat this over a pretty high heat. And we're gonna bring this to a boil. So we're gonna wait for that. Now it's easy to get sort of tempted to stir this, but just don't stir it, don't touch it with anything. So just wait until it gets to about 240, and then we're gonna work with the mixer again. All right, it's been a few minutes. You can see it's getting pretty boily and fun. It's getting pretty hot too. It's 235. I'm actually gonna slow it down a little bit. I don't want it to get too hot too fast. Right now it's 237. No, it's getting too hot too fast. That's okay. We're gonna work with it. Okay, it's looking pretty good and ready to go, and we're gonna pour it into the mixer. All right, I'm gonna turn the mixer on to medium-ish, and then I'm gonna go slowly with the sugar mixer. Make sure none of your pets or children are close by. This can get very, very dodgy. I'm very carefully putting it on the side here so I don't get splashed. So far, it's going really well. We've got it all in. And just for safety, you can use this splash to splash dart. I'm going to use that, even though it probably should be a little bit more clean than that. I'm going to give it like a quick wipe. It's got a little dust on it. There we go, that's better. All right, once all the syrup is in, you can turn it all the way up to full speed, and I'm gonna lock it too. I don't know if you can still hear me, but we're gonna whip it for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, looks actually pretty good now. See, it's a little thicker, and some of this is stuck in here. So, I'm going to take this off. If I can get it off. Oh, there it is. Actually, also, always like to have a little taste before it sets. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna take this off. And then just pour this into the pan. This is a very strange angle for me to do this, but I want you guys to be able to see everything. So, oh, looks like we've got some crystals in there, which is not good, but we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. All right, try to get as much as you can inside the pan. And then we will leave this to set uncovered overnight. Okay, so it's the next morning. I've put some powdered sugar on top, and I'm gonna press it down so you can see it's pretty much completely set. It's very spongy, like a marshmallow. So we're going to get this out of the pan and we're going to cut it. All right, I've got a knife and I've got my pan out because this is a very sticky operation. And I've got a cutting board here, which I've also coated with powdered sugar. I don't know if you can see, I've still got my extra powdered sugar here along with sifter. You're gonna need a lot because it's gonna be very sticky. So I'm gonna very carefully place my knife all around the side here. See what kind of thing we're working with. This doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's gonna come out fairly easily. Okay, okay. Now in the past, I've just taken this out with my fingers and it's been totally fine. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Boom. All right. Got a little bit of that oil on the top here. That's okay. We're just gonna put some more powdered sugar. We might cut free some of these oily pieces because they might be a little bit gross. So let's see. There we go. All right. It's not looking too bad. Yeah, I might want to cut free. I might cut some of those edges off because maybe I went a little crazy with the pan last night. But you know, I just wanted this to come out here much easier. All right, so I'm gonna wash my hands again before I touch with the knife here. All right, so I like to cut like squares. So I'm gonna start on the end here. Let me make sure my knife is free of whatever. I'm just gonna go, and this might be actually easier with a pizza cutter. I've used a pizza cutter also, but I've also used just a regular knife. There we go. Boom. And I'll show you what the inside of the marshmallow looks like. Look, really nice and spongy, like a marshmallow that you're used to seeing. All right, and I'm gonna dip some of that side in the powdered sugar. I'm gonna go grab my pizza cutter. It might be a little bit easier than the knife. I got my trusty pizza cutter here. I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Way easier. Okay. But again, this is a very sticky kind of operation, but you know what? That's what you get when you're working with candy, right? Super sticky and delicious. My husband and I were tasting some of the pre-set marshmallow last night, and it was so good. It was pepperminty and delicious. So I can't wait to have my hot chocolate this evening with the peppermint marshmallow inside. So boom. Yes. All right, I'm gonna cut one more strip here. So these will be like all different shapes. Perfect. All right. Yay. Okay. I'm making sure to try to dip all of the exposed ends in the powdered sugar just so it's not so crazy sticky. It keeps some of the stickiness at bay. Okay, great. Let's dip this side. And this is gonna be like super messy. This is gonna get all over your kitchen, but it's part of the fun of making candy, right? You're making candy. All right. So let me So let's just get some of that side on there. Okay. Then you can cut, you know, as many. The end pieces always like are the least cute, but they are perfectly fine. I'm actually going to cut a little bit of that side off because that was the side with all the Pam. Boom, 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 boom. And look, there is your little cute homemade marshmallow. Cool. I'm gonna put that in my little container here. That's the first pretty one. And I'm gonna keep it going until they're all done to my, you know, my preference. And you can cut any shape you want. If you want, you can even get like cookie cutters and cut them into cute shapes. I do find that's a little bit more challenging just because of the sticky factor. You know, I don't think I'm gonna need this Pam. I think I'm good without it. In the past I have needed the Pam just for like super stickiness, but this seems to be okay today. And yeah, I am gonna cut maybe the end layer off. Let me put that actually back in here so I can just throw it away. That had the excess of the Pam, just because it was kind of nasty. But we're just gonna keep working with this, and I'll get back to you after I'm done. Oh, and I just want to add, these will keep in an airtight container for probably a week. They do have a tendency to recrystallize. I think that they can be made to last a little bit longer with some cream of tartar. That just gives it a little bit of a citrusy taste. So I will include some recipes down below. Some of them will be different. Everyone makes their marshmallows a little differently. The thing about making candy is it's a little more chemistry than creativity. So sometimes you'll find that when you make these, they'll be more fluffy than others. It just really depends on the particular amount of sugar and how hot you get it. It's gonna take some experimenting. So I had fun experimenting, making different flavors of marshmallows. You can make strawberry, you can make chocolate, you can make gingerbread. Just, you know, experiment around with different flavors. Once you start, you're not gonna wanna stop. It's totally addictive. It's fun to make some candy, especially candy that you thought you could never ever make. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.